Have you ever walked into a room and wondered if people notice how you smell before they notice you? What if your signature scent could tell the story of vibrance, not age? And what if a small change in perfume could completely transform how you feel in your own skin? As we get older, our bodies go through natural changes that affect everything, including the way we smell. It's not something most people talk about openly, but many older adults quietly wonder if they're giving off what's commonly known as old person smell. It's a subtle worry that can creep in, even when we still feel youthful and energetic on the inside. But here's the truth. That scent doesn't define you, and it's not something you have to live with. In fact, choosing the right perfume, one that works in harmony with your body's chemistry, age, and lifestyle, can do more than cover up unpleasant odors. It can completely replace them with something that smells fresh, clean, elegant, and unforgettable. In today's video, we're revealing 5 types of perfumes older women swear by, not just to mask odor, but to erase it at the source. These aren't random picks or trendy bottles. Each fragrance is selected for how well it complements mature skin, how long it lasts without overwhelming the senses, and how powerfully it neutralizes the scent changes that often come with age. So stay tuned, because we're not just talking about designer labels or pretty packaging. We'll dive into ingredients, scent profiles, and practical tips to help you smell amazing in every setting without ever drawing the wrong kind of attention. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to leave behind a subtle trail of confidence, one that speaks for you before you even say a word. Let's begin. Number 1. Light citrus-based scents that cut through mustiness. When you're looking to refresh your personal scent and gently clear away that occasional stale or heavy aroma that can accompany aging, citrus is your best friend. Scents like lemon, bergamot, mandarin, or grapefruit don't just smell bright, they radiate energy and life. They don't overpower, yet they work fast to lift and lighten the air around you. That's exactly the kind of energy you want your fragrance to carry, something bright, uplifting, and effortlessly fresh. In the world of perfumery, citrus notes are often known as top notes. They're the very first impression a scent makes, the part people notice immediately when you walk by. While the ye tend to fade more quickly than deeper base notes, they deliver that instant freshness that can completely transform how others perceive you. And that first impression? It matters, especially if you've ever worried that your natural scent might leave behind a dull, musty, or overly aged trace. Citrus doesn't just mask that concern, it cuts straight through it, replacing it with something light, airy, and unmistakably clean. For older women, this quality is incredibly helpful because citrus scents work in harmony with the changes in body chemistry that naturally occur over time. As we age, our skin retains fragrance differently. Rich, musky perfumes might cling too long, becoming heavy, or worse, turning slightly sour by the end of the day. Citrus, on the other hand, stays bright and transparent. It fades gracefully without losing its charm. In many cases, it even brings a subtle lift to your mood and presence, like a breath of fresh air that follows you throughout the day. A woman I once spoke to, Linda, age 72, shared a simple but touching story. She had worn the same perfume for years, but it began to feel too heavy. So she switched to a citrus-based fragrance with hints of orange blossom and lemon. That first week, her granddaughter hugged her and said, "Grandma, you smell like summer." That moment stuck with her. She said she didn't feel like she was covering something up anymore. She felt like herself again, refreshed and radiant. If you're wondering where to begin, look for a fragrance that combines citrus with soft floral or green notes. You want something crisp, not sharp. And always, always test it directly on your skin, not just on a paper strip. The way it blends with your natural chemistry is where the real magic happens. Here's one more tip. Since citrus-based perfumes tend to fade a bit faster, consider applying them not only to your skin, but also lightly on your clothing or even on your hairbrush. Layering the scent this way creates a gentle trail that feels clean, inviting, and never overpowering. It doesn't shout, it whispers. And that quiet kind of beauty? It's powerful at any age. Number 2. Herbal and green notes that smell naturally clean. There's something deeply calming about a scent that evokes the feeling of a garden. Fresh herbs just cut, crushed mint leaves under your fingers, soft branches of green tea swaying in the breeze. These are the kinds of aromas that make up what perfumers call green or herbal fragrances. And for older women, they offer something truly special, a quiet breath of freshness that feels grounded, gentle, and unmistakably natural. Clean, subtle, and effortlessly modern. That's the charm of herbal and green fragrances. Unlike floral or fruity scents that tend to make a bold entrance, these perfumes speak more softly. They don't shout for attention or lean into sweetness. Instead, they offer something more grounded, a sense of calm, freshness, and balance. Imagine rosemary, basil, sage, green tea, or even the earthy scent of freshly cut grass. These aren't just pleasant aromas. They evoke a feeling of being present and refreshed, like stepping outside after a gentle summer rain when the air feels lighter and every inhale feels like a reset. There's something deeply instinctive about these scents. They connect you to nature, to breath, to the moment. One of the reasons herbal and green notes are especially well suited for older women is how gently they interact with mature skin. As our skin's texture and natural oils evolve with age, heavier perfumes can sometimes linger too long or feel overly dense. But these lighter, more botanical fragrances work with those changes instead of against them. They adapt naturally to your chemistry, creating a scent that feels alive rather than artificial. Many older women who turn to herbal perfumes say they feel more grounded and self-aware when wearing them. It's not about smelling younger, it's about smelling present. These scents don't leave behind a powdery trail or overwhelming sweetness. Instead, they carry a quiet confidence. They remind those around you that you are clear-minded, fully engaged, and still very much in the moment. One woman named Teresa, now 69, shared how she hadn't worn perfume in over 10 years. She worried that it would be too much in public settings, especially as she became more sensitive to stronger fragrances. But then she tried a blend with green tea and mint. Now, she wears it to her weekly bridge games and often receives compliments. "It smells like I just showered," she said with a smile. And that's the lasting impression she wants to give: fresh, natural, and approachable. When selecting a herbal or green fragrance, aim for something with a dry, clean finish. Avoid scents that lean too heavily into spicy or overly floral tones. What you want is clarity. Always test how it settles over time. The first spritz may be a little sharp, but let it unfold. The heart of the fragrance, the part that lingers, should feel cool, crisp, and quietly confident. These fragrances aren't trying to cover anything up. They don't scream youth or glamour. Instead, they gently say, "I'm here, I'm clear, I'm comfortable in who I am." And that kind of presence is powerful at any age. If you've made it this far and found this part helpful, go ahead and comment number 2 below to let me know you're still watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss an update. Your support truly helps us continue creating meaningful content for you. Now let's move on to number 3. Soft. Powdery florals whisper. They don't shout. There's a reason floral fragrances have been cherished for generations. They're romantic, soothing, and familiar. But for older women who want to feel elegant without being overwhelmed by a heavy cloud of perfume, the secret lies in choosing the right kind of floral. Something soft, airy, and powdery, not sugary or loud. Scents like iris, violet, peony, and freesia fall beautifully into this gentle floral category. These aren't flowers that demand the spotlight. Instead, they invite attention in a graceful way. Their presence is refined and understated, never overpowering, never cloying. They draw people in gently, leaving behind a sense of calm and classic beauty. When blended with powdery base notes such as musk or orris root, these florals create a delicate veil that floats around you, just enough to be noticed, but never enough to overwhelm. What makes powdery florals especially suited to mature skin is how effortlessly they settle. Unlike citrus, which fades too quickly, or deep musks that can linger too long and feel heavy, powdery florals form a light, breathable layer that warms and evolves with your skin throughout the day. There's something almost intimate about this kind of scent. It doesn't just sit on the skin, it blends with you, softens the air around you, and often stirs up one of the most powerful reactions a fragrance can trigger: nostalgia. For many women, a soft floral scent doesn't just cover up what they fear others might notice. It replaces it with something richer: dignity, memory, tenderness. One woman I know, Joyce, age 76, told me she wears a perfume that blends iris with white musk. She said it reminds her of her mother's linen drawer, and when she sprays it, she feels like she's stepping into something clean, familiar, and comforting all at once. It's not just about the scent, it's about the emotion it carries. That kind of beauty doesn't come from the bottle itself, but from the connection it creates when you choose the right one. When you're shopping for a powdery floral, steer clear of fragrances that describe themselves as overly sweet or sharp. Instead, look for terms like fresh floral, clean musk, or soft iris in the description. And remember, with floral perfumes, less is often more. A gentle spritz on the chest, behind the ears, or lightly across your scarf is often all you need to make the perfect impression. This isn't about masking who you are. It's about expressing it, softly, clearly, and with grace. A powdery floral may not announce your presence from across the room, but it leaves behind something far more meaningful: a lasting impression that speaks of poise, presence, and quiet confidence. It's a scent that reflects you, not your age. Number 4. Avoiding heavy, sweet, or overly spicy fragrances that linger too long. It's easy to feel drawn to bold, rich perfumes, especially if you've worn them in the past. Scents with deep notes of vanilla, amber, or cinnamon often feel familiar, even nostalgic. But as we age, the way our skin interacts with fragrance shifts in subtle but significant ways. What once felt elegant and luxurious may now come across as overpowering, even clingy. It can stick to fabrics, clash with medications, or develop an unpleasant sour edge as the day goes on. Why does this happen? The answer lies in how our skin changes over time. As we grow older, our skin tends to lose moisture and natural oils. This drier surface doesn't hold scent the same way it once did. Strong base notes, especially sweet or spicy ones, don't evaporate evenly. Instead of evolving throughout the day into a gentle finish, they hang in the air, stagnant and heavy. Rather than suggesting warmth or sophistication, they can feel stale, overly rich, or even outdated. And that's certainly not the message most women want their scent to send. But this doesn't mean you have to abandon rich fragrances altogether. It simply calls for more awareness and balance. If your perfume smells like a full dessert tray or an entire spice rack right after applying, it might be too intense for everyday use, especially in warm weather or small enclosed spaces. The goal isn't to eliminate warmth, but to let it play a supporting role rather than dominate the stage. Instead, look for scents that weave sweetness or spice in as a subtle undertone. A soft note of vanilla beneath a floral blend, or a trace of cardamom paired with a green tea base, can still give you a cozy warmth without overwhelming the room or yourself. One woman I spoke with, Patricia, age 73, used to wear a rich vanilla-based perfume every day. Over time, though, she began noticing something unexpected. People were stepping back instead of leaning in. That was her wake-up call. She switched to a more balanced scent, one with soft almond, white musk, and just a touch of spice. Now she says people often ask her what perfume she's wearing. "It smells clean, not loud," she told me. And that's exactly the difference. If you're unsure whether your perfume is coming across too strongly, here's a simple tip. Wait an hour after applying it, then notice how it behaves. If it feels thick, makes you self-conscious, or still hovers around you heavily, it may not be serving you well. A beautiful fragrance shouldn't announce your presence before you speak. It should create a soft, inviting aura that makes others want to come closer. That fresh, natural scent that lingers gently around you. That's the kind of presence you want. One that feels unmistakably you. Because in the end, the right perfume doesn't need to prove anything. It's not about making a loud statement. It's about helping you feel good in your own skin, confident in how you carry yourself, and quietly inviting others to come just a little closer. If you're still here and enjoying this journey through fragrance, go ahead and comment number 4 below to let me know you're with me. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on new videos that are made to inform and inspire you. Your support truly keeps this channel going. Now let's move forward. Number 5. Choosing skin-friendly sprays that are easy to reapply. Here's one of the best-kept secrets among women who always seem to smell effortlessly fresh, no matter what time of day it is or how old they are. They rarely rely on a single spray in the morning to carry them through the entire day. Instead, they opt for lighter fragrance options like eau de toilette or body mists, formulas that are gentle on the skin and designed for easy reapplication. Yes, these lighter scents do fade faster, but that can actually be a good thing. Especially as we age, staying crisp and clean throughout the day sometimes means freshening up more than once. And here's something not everyone realizes. Our sense of smell naturally changes over time. It's not unusual to become less sensitive to the perfume you wear regularly. You might not even notice how strong it still is, or worse, how it may have turned slightly off on your skin several hours later. Using a lighter formula gives you more control. You can refresh your scent without the risk of overdoing it. And just as important, these lighter sprays often contain fewer oils and additives, which makes them gentler for mature skin. Heavier perfumes, especially when applied to delicate areas like the neck or chest, can sometimes lead to dryness, irritation, or even slight discoloration over time. Lighter formulas like body mists or eau de toilette tend to absorb quickly. They feel soothing rather than sticky, and they don't weigh down your skin or overwhelm your senses. One woman, Barbara, who's now 75, told me she keeps a small travel-size bottle of her favorite green tea body mist in her handbag. I use it after lunch and before dinner, she said. It's like giving myself a reset. And the best part? People always tell me I smell lovely, but no one's ever overwhelmed by it. And she's not the only one. Many women have found that carrying a small spray with them throughout the day offers a sense of preparedness. Whether it's before a social event, a quiet dinner, or simply a midday pick-me-up, a quick spritz can make all the difference in how fresh, comfortable, and confident you feel. Especially during warmer months, or when you're spending time in close quarters, fragrance becomes more than just a scent. It's part of how you present yourself. It's not about overpowering anyone. It's about feeling polished, feeling comfortable, feeling like the best version of yourself. If you choose to use lighter, reapplicable sprays, apply them thoughtfully at your pulse points, like the inside of your wrists, behind your ears, or even a light mist across your scarf or blouse. As you move through the day, your scent will move with you. It will leave behind a soft, intentional trace, one that feels fresh, elegant, and completely age-appropriate. Because smelling clean doesn't mean smelling strong. It means knowing how to refresh yourself with care, with confidence, and with grace. It's the subtle difference between a scent that dominates the room and one that gently says, I'm here, I'm vibrant, and I know exactly who I am. Now that we've explored these 5 fragrance strategies, here's a final thought that's worth holding on to. Smelling fresh, clean, and self-assured after 60 isn't about covering anything up. It's about choosing what you want to express. The right fragrance doesn't try to hide your age. It honors the stage of life you're in. It reflects your presence, your elegance, and your choice to move through the world with style and quiet assurance. Whether it's a crisp citrus, a delicate floral, or a grounding herbal note, you have more choices than you may have realized. And with each of those choices comes a subtle but powerful influence, not just on how others perceive you, but on how you feel in your own skin. Because scent, more than anything, creates memory. Think about it. a grandchild leaning in for a hug, a stranger holding the door open, an old friend you haven't seen in years. They may forget your exact words, but they'll remember how you smelled in that moment, fresh, comforting, unmistakably you. And most importantly, long before anyone else notices, you should be the first to feel it. When you spritz that scent in the morning, or refresh in the middle of the day, or right before heading out the door, it's not just perfume, it's presence, it's intention. It's a quiet celebration of who you are today. You deserve to feel like yourself, not the version you used to be, not the version others expect, but the real you that lives fully in the present. The version that still takes pleasure in the simple joys of everyday life. A warm breeze, a fresh spritz of perfume, the quiet power of feeling comfortable in your skin. So, which of these fragrance ideas spoke to you the most? Was it the crisp brightness of citrus, the soft, timeless elegance of iris, or perhaps the clean simplicity of a gentle body mist that makes you feel refreshed and polished, no matter the time of day? Whatever you choose, remember, you deserve to walk into every room with confidence. Not just because of how you look, but because of how you feel and how you carry yourself. Fragrance plays a powerful role in that. It's not just a scent, it's a quiet reflection of who you are and how you show up for yourself and for those lucky enough to be near you. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. We'd truly love to hear from you. Take a moment to leave a comment below. Let us know one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your daily life. Your thoughts matter, and reading your comments brings us so much motivation and encouragement to keep creating the content you love. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please remember to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might benefit too. Your support means everything and helps us continue making meaningful content to inform, uplift, and inspire. Wishing you good health, happiness, and peace always. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We'll see you again very soon.